Flynn, Son of Crimson is an action platformer with some Metroidvania elements, with a charming pixelated art style and atmospheric settings. You play as Flynn, a red-haired boy with a powerful gift called Crimson Energy. When you activate this power, you will become invincible for a short amount of time, and you can obliterate everyone in your path if you would like to. You will uncover this talent as a reaction when your lovely dog Dex is getting attacked by a villain seeking power to impress her father. In order to save Dex, you have to defeat some bosses so you can get her energy back, and it will also reward Flynn with a new weapon or ability. What I really liked about this game is how polished it felt. It's pretty short, but every single level was a fun time. The controls are very smooth and responsive, and the gameplay is changed up nicely by the level design and the new power-ups. The combat is pretty basic, and even after gaining some new magic powers or new combos, it's still mainly mashing one or two buttons. There are some enemies that can only be hurt by a specific weapon or magic spell, but most of them are just mobs with pretty basic attacks. But I was never bored, because the combat looks really flashy. Especially when you activate your Crimson Energy, or when you unlock new combos later in the game. So yeah, the combat is really button mashy, but I didn't really mind it. The gameplay is generally pretty straightforward, like go from point A to point B and activate the statue at the end to complete the level. But there are some levels with multiple exits. Some of these exits lead you to an optional challenge level where you have to beat a certain amount of enemy waves, and as a reward you get more currency to upgrade your skill tree that will be unlocked after reaching a certain part in the game. But there are also exits that are only reachable if you have a certain upgrade. So that's kinda how a Metroidvania works. There is sadly not that much to collect other than keys to these optional challenge rooms or treasures that you can give to this NPC that will give you more currency in return. These treasures are always nearby these red flowers, so there's a big chance you won't miss that many treasures if you keep looking for these flowers. There is not that much exploration in this game, but the variety in level design and all the different settings and music keep the gameplay captivating enough. Dying is also not a great issue. You will only lose a bit of your collected currency. But I barely died, so I don't know if this gets more punishing at later parts in the game. One feature that makes it a bit more challenging is these levels that are overtaken by Scourge. You have to get rid of the Scourge in these levels before you can continue with your adventure. These levels are shorter, but more difficult versions than their counterparts. But these Scourge moments only occur occasionally. The boss fights are also pretty straightforward and have some nice design and movesets, but they were just like the rest of the game pretty balanced. They are a nice change of pace from all the platforming and defeating basic enemies. I can't say they are that memorable, but they weren't super forgettable either. I was always looking forward to see what next upgrade I would get after defeating them. The Crimson Energy makes some bosses look like regular enemies, so in my opinion it's a bit too overpowered, but it's so satisfying to use. I guess I didn't really mind that this game is not all that challenging, and that the exploration was pretty limited. I just really enjoyed the feel of this game, so in this case less is more. I also loved the addition of being able to ride on decks eventually, and how it changed the level design. So in general, Flynn, Son of Crimson is just a very solid action platformer that is really accessible to any kind of player. It has some nice variety in the level and enemy design, and the overall presentation is really charming. The smooth controls and the easy to master gameplay made for a very fun experience. I would love to see some additional content for this game and see what more the developers will have in store for us. Give this game a try if you are looking for a casual action platformer that is very consistent and really fun to play. So be ready to avenge the attack on your lovely companion and unleash your crimson energy to get rid of the scourge that threatens your lovely home.